So for today's video, I wanted to talk about unconditional love. And I've been diving deep into it lately, and I've noticed how my life has reflected that I don't have it in my life at all. And it kind of is a sad thing when you think about it. It's just like, why, as in just humans, why is it so hard to love ourselves unconditionally? Why do we have to love ourselves or others with conditions? And the various ways that it's been reflected in my life that it's been lacking, that's in my relationships, with myself, with my relationship when it comes to money, my self-love, self-expression. And I catch myself daily, multiple times a day, where I could either be hard on myself, I can hold myself back in several ways. I can be having a lot of self-doubt, and that's not unconditional love. And I know out of my whole life, I've only loved only two people unconditionally, and that's my son and my daughter. And the fact that I'm not even one of those people just says a lot. And unconditional love is when I love everything about myself. Everything from my gifts, my talents, how I look, how I sound, how I carry myself, my weaknesses, and my life in general. But instead, I only focus on all the wrongs, what I didn't like, and trying to fix everything that wasn't up to par based off of my own personal standards. Which isn't true, and who knows where it came from, but this has to be years and years and years built up of these thoughts. And I've judged myself harder than anyone around me, and I put myself down about it. And I don't want to just dwell on everything that I could have been focusing on instead, but I could have been thinking about, okay, you're beautiful, you are doing the best that you can do, you're the best mom that you can be, you don't need to change anything about your appearance. You are not perfect, and that's okay. And even though I'm not perfect, I'm great at a lot of things. So instead of focusing on my weaknesses and how to strengthen those, why don't I focus on my strengths? Because those are what actually make me happy and fulfilled. When it came to relationships, I've constantly judged every single one of my partners. And I've always been the type of person to be attracted and just see people based off of their potential. That eventually I'm trying to control them, trying to change them, trying to make them grow to see their own potential. And then when they wouldn't be ready, it of course would turn me off, get bored easily, and try and just be ready to end things immediately. And I'm just living with conditions, but I'm expecting others to love me unconditionally. And it's just like, how does that doesn't work. When it came to my relationship to money, it was always out of a scarcity mindset, not believing that I was worthy or deserving enough of just having a lot of it or just having it at all, which is also a condition that I was carrying around. And it all comes full circle, and it makes so much sense as to why I had the outcomes and the results that I had over the years because of the conditional program that I had in my mind and thinking that everything should be a certain way when that's not really how life works. I just feel like growing is so hard. It's never done. You have to put in work constantly every single day. And to be honest, sometimes I just don't want to do it. I don't feel like it, but it's what I have to do in order to continue to move forward. Growth is inevitable. And I do believe like growing and being in a relationship with yourself is just like being in a relationship with anyone else. It's like you have to constantly work on it day after day after day. And just because you have that person now, it doesn't mean that you don't have to do anything else. It means, okay, now that you got them, or now that you have yourself, now you have to continue to work on it every single day to make sure that you keep that person, that you're still making efforts and making it new and making it exciting and still just figuring out everyday things, not just the happy, but just everything that happens around us on a daily basis, and still try to stay focused and grounded and try to move forward through all of it. Healing is eternal. There's no such thing as I learned this and I learned that and I'm this perfect person and I can live my life to the fullest extent now. If only it were that easy. But I think that's why a lot of people give up, because there's no end goal. Like, you have to want it so bad that even though you feel it, and even though it's like really hard, there's something new to learn every single day, and you have to implement that on top of everything else that you've been learning, and trying to implement that every single day on top of just everyday life. It's just a lot. But even though it is a lot, I must say, just like I say with everything else, even though it's hard, it is so rewarding to just see the person that you're becoming. And I truly love the person that I am now. And I literally tell myself that every single day, even when I'm not feeling good, or even when I don't feel like doing anything, getting out of bed, I still try to find the beauty of just every single day, and just who I am, just the awareness that I'm seeing around me, and acknowledging it, and just being grateful. And it's very rewarding. Hard, but it's definitely very rewarding. And I also have to understand there's no such thing as being perfect. And I could tell myself that right now at this moment, but later on today, something's going to happen or come up, and I'm going to have to tell myself that again at that moment. I'm going to have to do it tomorrow and the next day. I have to continuously remind myself that there's no such thing as being perfect, and you have to be okay with that. And I'm still human. I'm going to slip up. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to be lazy. There's going to be stuff that I want to do or have to do that I don't feel like doing, and I'm not going to do it. I want to realize I don't have to be healing 24/7. I can still live and have a functional, normal life on top of trying to grow. And it's okay to just be and just not work on things at all times. I can just be present. I can just be in that a moment. That's what it means to slow down and to be aware. If you're constantly just trying to work and improve things, you're not going to see that. And something that I'm noticing, which is huge, I'm not going to downplay it. It's huge. I feel like I'm enough now at this moment, even though I have a lot of stuff to work on, even though I'm not perfect, even though I had that whole list of things that I do frequently, and I'm still trying to be consistent and things like that, but I'm enough now, and that's what it's going to have to be. And just understanding that is huge. I want to be my full, authentic, and genuine self no matter who's around. I'm super silly. I'm passionate. I'm corny as F. I love hard. I'm loyal. My energy, for the most part, is high, vibrational, but I just love who I am and who I'm becoming. With that, I want to make sure that I'm being kind to others around me who aren't on a journey, or a journey period, or on the same journey as me. And I even had moments where, while I was healing, like, I literally thought that I was better than other people. I felt like I was better than them who weren't on a journey, which is just insane to say out loud. And if they wasn't working on themselves as hard as I was literally judging them, and I was definitely projecting. And that doesn't even sound like someone who is healing or growing properly. Like, anyone who's growing and working on themselves know that that's not even a real thing. Like, when you're healing, you're focused on yourself. You're not worried about what everybody else is doing. You're not trying to fix people. You're not trying to control them. You're not judging, period. You're just not judging. You're focusing on the positives and the good and things like that. And that was not the energy of someone who was growing and healing. And one thing about God in the universe, you would get humbled so quick moving around with that type of energy. Like, it's just, that's not the type of behavior that you're supposed to be having when you're on this journey. We're supposed to serve and help people, and being that type of way is not getting you anywhere. Everyone is different and has their own journey, and they deserve grace, love, compassion, unconditional love, no matter what life they're choosing to live. And my job personally is to work on my damn self. And through my actions, my aura, my blessings will attract others to want to do the same for themselves, but in their own way. I want to leave you with this. Love your life for exactly how it is at this moment. Try not to get too consumed in what you're trying to change about yourself. Instead, tap into the energy that makes you who you are. It's why people gravitate to you. And learn how to love yourself unconditionally, because you are perfect just the way you are.